a lot of people are like, oh, what are the best ways or best recovery tactics? Fucking sleep. The amount of recovery that goes on, the amount of repair, brain, everything that goes on when you're having a good night's rest, that's going to be the money thing that allows you to make progress in the long term, whether it be gaining strength, gaining muscle, losing fat, whatever you're trying to do. Your sleep is just barreling you in the right direction. And if you sacrifice that on a consistent basis for something else, some people sacrifice sleep for working out. I mean, shit, I'm not telling you to, you just got to have better time management. You got to get that sleep in and manage your time in other areas better so you can still get that workout in, but don't sacrifice sleep for that shit. Don't.
Alcohol, marijuana, those are big things that people ask questions about when it comes to sleep. I would say that, if you've struggled with your sleep and you smoke a little bit and it seems like it helps you go to sleep and you don't really currently have any symptoms, I would just say, like, maybe it's something that you try to work. Maybe it's just something you try to get some distance from at some point. Again, I don't know how great it is to like really rely on stuff, but also I would also say this. A lot of people know themselves better than a doctor or better than a scientific research paper can say. But just don't use it as an excuse to be like a total burnout and like getting high as fuck and like passing out. I don't think I think most people would agree like that doesn't seem very rational. Yeah. Same thing with the alcohol. If you have a little bit to drink with dinner and it helps you relax and unwind from the day, I would say whatever negative impact that either one of these things would have, it's still a net positive if it's helping you get to sleep and for some reason you have trouble. Again, I don't think it's good to be dependent upon any of these things. It's good to have your natural body do it. It's good to get in touch with your circadian rhythm and do a lot of the stuff that we mentioned here today. But also, maybe for you, maybe you do feel better when you do that. But do you know what it feels like to not do that and to have other good habits in place? That's what I would love for you to explore and look into. Absolutely. I used to like have a little bit of wine mixed with like my diet ginger ale at night. That was my ghetto drink. I'm gonna say it sounds very white. Fuck you. It is kind of, but the thing is, we know that like alcohol very close to sleep. Fuck you guys. We confirmed that you were black on the last show. Now we're back. Mark gave me my black card. He's like, here you go. There's your black card. Oh,
I have an extra one of these laying around here. You can have that one.
Well, you did make gangster rap, so I mean, come on. But this is the thing. Alcohol really close to sleep is going to affect your sleep negatively. We know that. So it could help you unwind, but don't let that glass of wine turn into 3. Right. Don't let that can of beer or bottle of beer turn into 4 because it helps you sleep. That is not gonna, you might fall asleep again, but it's kind of similar to those sleeping pills where you're knocked out, but you're not actually getting restful sleep that helps you recover.
Yeah, you're sedated.
So you're sedated. So keep that in mind. And then the weed thing. Every now and then I'll smoke at night, but I won't smoke a lot. Right? Because like there hasn't been research or anything. Some people swear by it or whatever, but it can be something that's habit forming. Okay. So be careful with that. Like try to get in the actual habits, the things that don't take substances for you to be able to get restful sleep. And like one thing that you were mentioning when we had Chris Kadowski on, the body work, the smashing, the loosening up of all those tissues, and stretching is included. I know a lot of people that do a little bit of stretching. I do some stretching before bed because it helps you unwind. It's one of those things that actually loosens up your body, right? Helps you feel less stressed. And when you feel looser and less stressed and relaxed, you're not going to be surprised when your body's relaxed and it's like, okay, let's shut down. But if your body's fucking tense and you're like trying to sleep like that, that's something that could be super helpful. So you can grab a Supernova or something at home and smash some of those tissues up like we talked about, do a few stretches, and that's another thing that can help you potentially fall asleep. I know you're enjoying this episode, but listen up. We partner with Merrick Health. They're a telehealth network owned by Derek for more plates, more dates. But literally, the amazing thing about Merrick Health and getting your labs done with them is that when you get your labs done, you work with a client care coordinator that goes over your labs and gives you specific supplementation or nutrition protocols or potentially hormonal protocols for your levels. The problem with a lot of these other telehealth networks is that when they do these things, they give everybody the same exact things, which actually can hurt you long-term more than help you. Andrew, how can they get it?
Yes, that's over at MerrickHealth.com. That's MAREK Health.com. And if you already know what labs you want to get at checkout, enter promo code PowerProject10 to save 10% off all of those labs. If you don't know where to start, head over to MerrickHealth.com/PowerProject. And you guys will get directed straight to the Power Project panel that has 26 different labs that will cover everything you need. And at checkout, enter promo code PowerProject to save $101 off of that panel. Again, MerrickHealth.com, links to them down in the description as well as the podcast show notes.
Treat yourself like a kid, you know, like remember like they got kids sometimes like napping in school, like in kindergarten and stuff like that. Remember the teacher would shut down the lights and everyone would talk real soft.
Yeah.
And, all that stuff, all those things can be really useful. You're just trying to chill the hell out from the day. One thing we forgot to mention was food. So you might want to just pay attention to how much you eat before you go to bed. I don't really know a lot of people that like really smash food and go to bed right away. But I would say that 90 minutes would be a really good goal. Again, some of these things that we mentioned, they can be annoying, like because of the way that you live your life and the habits that you already have. And if you eat right before you go to bed and you don't have any problems, you don't seem like you have any issues, like there's probably not a lot of reasons to look into it. But if you currently struggle with your sleep and you wake up often and stuff like that, start to look into that. I think Ron Penna was talking about 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours or so. Some people will notice their resting heart rate when they monitor their sleep is a little bit lower, so meaning that they might be getting into like a little bit deeper sleep because they didn't eat so much food before they went to bed. So stuff like that, I think, is important for myself. I like to eat a little bit before I go to bed, but it's usually like I'll have dinner at like 6 or 7, and then the last thing I'll have is like a protein shake, and that's like 8 or 9. I go to bed at 9 or 10, depending on the day.
There we
that
go.
kind of thing.
That's I noticed that too. Like there were a few times where I'd eat right before sleeping. It's not ideal. So wait a few hours. That's super helpful. But one thing I'll mention that we don't actually need to go too deep on this, but temperature is a big deal, right? I always set the thermostat to 68, 69 degrees. There has been some research to show that that's pretty helpful.
It's like
Did you just
snowing. It's like snowing in your room.
Okay. Yeah. I thought it was because I said 69 because I heard. Anyway.
That too.
So I'll set the thermostat to 69 degrees because people tend to get more restful sleep the cooler the room. We're fortunate enough to be able to all have 8 sleep mattresses that control the temperature of our mattress. So I have the temperature on my mattress always set to cool. And I do notice that I do have more restful sleep that way, because when I didn't have that mattress and I was sleeping on a normal mattress that I couldn't control the temperature of, I'd always wake up really sweaty. I'd wake up with wet sheets sometimes. But now, go sleep, wake up, my sheets aren't drenched in my own sweat. So the mattress is also, or the mattress topper is very, very beneficial to keeping the temperature controlled and helping me have a better rest through the night. So that is something that I think is going to be, could be very useful. A lot of you guys have already gotten the mattress toppers. So if you want to chime in the comments and let me know, or let us know how that's affected you positively, let us know. But the 8 sleep is really a game changer for the temperature aspect of sleep quality.
Yeah, if I ever eat too close to bed, that's when I sweat the most. So I don't know what that officially is all about, but like that was huge, like eye-opening. But then another eye-opening thing was like when I was leaning out, was like if I got a bad night of sleep and I wanted to take a progress picture, I'd be like, oh my God, I took like 10 steps backwards. I'm a fat piece of shit. Like, like I would get so down on myself. And then I'd have a really good night of sleep. And I'm like, oh my God, it's working.
You wake up looking leaner.
So much leaner, like from one day to the next, all because I got really good sleep. And I was just blown away. And like, man, if you can, stack the multiple nights up, it's like, oh shit, this is going to be awesome. Like that's huge. Yeah. I never noticed that.
Yeah, with the temperature, they say that you're supposed to get your body temperature down like a degree. And so if you don't have access to a sleep mattress, maybe you just take a shower or something like that. Being clean before you go to bed is helpful. Like the summertime here in Sacramento, it's like you end up taking like 9,000 showers. Even if you didn't do an activity, you're like, oh, fuck, I just have to take a shower because trying to go to bed that way can be kind of irritating. So getting that body temperature down, I think, is another big factor.
Power Project family, a lot of the guys in the audience said that they hate me whispering, so I won't whisper anymore. I'll just whisper here again. So go ahead and comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and check out all our sponsors here in the bio or the description. Okay? All right. Bye.